8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Come on, come on, come on. How you want it, cognac or Patron? Brunch with the boys, we gon' give you what you want. And what you don't know, we about to put you on. Come on, come on, come on. How you want it, cognac or Patron? Brunch with the boys, we gon' give you what you want. And what you don't know, we about to put you on. Yes, we are the trending topic. We relationship prophets. Brunch with the boys, we the hottest. Brunch with the boys, we the hottest.
What's going on? It's your boy King Des here, another episode of Brunch with the Boys. We have special guests tonight, but first, what's going on, gentlemen?
Jezzy. Well, I just feel smooth tonight, you know. I just feel like slowing it down and just doing something different, you know.
I'm fine with that, man. This Mr. Gent, man. I feel like your vibe is contagious right now.
Okay.
I'm out here, man.
Who we got with us, man? Who we got? Oh, yeah, no homo. I forgot who we was talking to.
Double pause.
Who we got, man? Who we got with us, Gent?
Hey, introduce yourselves.
Ladies first.
Hi, I'm Rita.
Okay. Nice to have you.
That's my beautiful fiance right there. I go by Jason the Barber in the city.
Okay.
So, kicking it with my dogs tonight.
We happy
Talking
to have
about a
you.
little something.
Oh, yeah. And you brought something with us, man. What,
Sure did.
Yeah, what that drink
Sure
at?
did. I brought that Red Rocket. It's
Tell us
called
about
Red
it.
Rocket because it'll get you there.
Man.
Everything you need to know is all in the name.
And I need to vouch for this immediately. This thing tastes like a beautiful fruit punch. It reminds me of, that Jamaican rum punch, but way smoother. And by the time you find out what's happening, it's already too late. I mean, you don't really taste the liquor until it's going down your throat. I've never had anything like that.
Wow.
That
It's
liquor
amazing.
just creeps up on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So let's get into it. Tonight we are going to get into something I think that everyone struggles with. I think particularly men, and I do think, that might be a bit closed-minded, but temptation, lust, willpower, being able to fight off temptation is probably something a man has to do constantly throughout the day. It's a lot of work, ladies. It's a hard job. Do you agree, fellas?
Yeah, man, that's real shit. I mean, I just think we all wired differently, and men are wired in a particular way. They say that men are thinking about sex legitimately every 8 to 9 seconds.
I can agree.
Which is intense.
That's sad, too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. But because of that, I just want to distinguish love and sexual attraction because they're different emotions, and a man and a woman can feel those two different emotions with two different people. And I think that's important to remember when it comes to temptation, that, a lot of times we make cheaters, or promiscuous people out to be bad people, when in fact the reality is, they have this sexual urge, and that natural. No. I'm not making excuses.
You got that ED.
I'm not trying
that
to. I'm not trying to justify cheating in any way, but I'm saying, real shit.
Man.
Like, you're a man. You're in a relationship. Let's get right at it, because clearly you came for me fast. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just asking.
No, you're a man and you have a girl. So you go out and you're just minding your business, a normal day. You somehow at Starbucks run into a big booty, beautiful woman. The booty's so big, stomach so flat. She got her hair done. You definitely couldn't help but look, and you did nothing wrong. You did nothing. You had no intentions of talking to her, but you got caught up waiting for your coffee. You sat down. She sat down next to you. She struck up conversation, began to flirt with you. Are you going to tell me that you're not going to flirt back? Fellas, answer me, honestly.
Man, that's a hard one, man. For me, I'm thinking that immediately I want to test if I'm still in the game a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I just want to make sure that I haven't fallen off all the way. You know what I'm saying? As you start to get older, you feel like, maybe some of your skill sets, all your tools getting a little rusty. So, want to put some WD-40 on it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I might engage, but it's really what you do after that engagement for me that really show what, how far you ready to go.
So nothing's wrong with just
Engaging.
getting the number, or nothing wrong with flirting.
Nothing wrong with flirting.
Okay, so getting the number is
You might be taking it a
What's the
step
point of getting the
further
number?
if you're not going to do anything with it.
Right.
I think a lot of times,
100%.
I agree with that, but getting the number signifies more because a flirt is sometimes, a lot of niggas think they got flirted with today, and that bitch was being nice, So
Those niggas never had a clue though. 'Cause the niggas
no, and I'm not saying that's every man because I think there is an exception. I think the men at this table probably are that, so it's easier to say that. But the fact of the matter is that's a true fact. So getting the number says she really wanted me. Her ha 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 kiki kin, she on her friendly tip. You never know. So you tell me. Ritza, like, what's your approach in this? If a man giving him your number, does that signify more?
It shows intent
Yeah.
that you're looking for something else.
Always?
Why would you need a number?
Damn.
Paya.
I think a lot of women give you a number and never intend to communicate with you. I've gotten numbers in the past, reached out, and it was on some fling shit how the number came to be, so nothing really transpired. So I often wonder sometimes, is the number given out to say, yeah, I'd fuck with you, but I'm not gonna fuck with you?
But I mean, I think there's just as many girls who don't give their numbers out unless they mean something by it. You know what I mean? So I think that number offsets the ones who give it out like willy-nilly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we'll never know.
Well, research says that men are more open to flirtatious advances, while women view single men as potential danger. Potential danger. Those are the
Really?
exact words in the article.
Really?
And I think a lot of men know what that feels like. You tell me, you know what I'm saying? We got the barber in the house, you know what I'm saying? Fresh cut, strong beard.
Appreciate that.
I appreciated your beard, bro, until I seen his. I want you to know.
I know. Listen, I can't even compete, bro. I can't even compete.
Nah, you can't.
He got me looking like I got a Happy Meal beard. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm
He supersized on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yuck.
I gotta be the walking billboard, man. That's all it is. But what's up, man?
So you tell me, have you ever felt like women view a single man as just aggressive? Like, oh man, he's gonna try to talk to me. You know what I mean? Like those pretty girls, like you're their attacker. You know what I mean?
I cannot explain this. It's like, bro, like who wants somebody who nobody wants?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. In my experience, every female, they go after the dudes who possibly know, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to be sweating them or nothing like that. But if you catch you a single dude, he ain't got nothing but time just for you.
Yeah.
But a lot of these chicks be with the games. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, they want 2-3 on the team at once. Damn. You know what I'm saying?
These are hard. These are some real women right here.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as you think that is your female,
yeah,
best believe a lot of times she got somebody else. And if she quit to talk to you in the street, guess who else she gonna talk to?
That's tough.
That's how I see it. Any woman who decides to get a number out, just like any dude, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna do something with that, and you gonna follow up, no matter who it is.
I don't know why women would view single men as aggressive. If you're single, isn't this your opportunity at actually having a man for yourself? Like, I feel like a lot of times chicks got to do what they got to do. And, you can find yourself in a bitter situation because, you're single, you can't find anybody. So you start taking convenient situations. But what, you finally meet a single man and you can't do it? You know what I mean? That's when you decide to say, fuck it. You know what I mean? I ain't fucking with him. He's a danger. Let me go fuck with a dude who got a girl. So I'm just on the team.
A lot of times it be like that. A chick will see a dude, she'll go with a dude who got the J's on, who got all the flashy clothes, but really he ain't got nothing. And she'll overlook the dude who's well clean cut, you know what I'm saying, dressed nice, when they don't even know homeboy could give you the world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you going for the quick, instant gratification. That's really what it's about. With a lot of it's instant gratification. No matter what it comes down to, you want it on the spot.
I think that's why people cheat. What you say, Rissa?
Girls like bad boys.
Yeah.
That's what they're first attracted to.
Why is that?
Just the adrenaline.
Yeah.
I know when I met him, the first thing I noticed.
Full speed.
What was the first thing that you...
His big plump booty.
That's the first thing you saw.
Women look at booties?
I know I do.
You just think that's something a man does,
Well,
So that's the first
I
thing.
was a victim.
So that was the first thing that you
No
saw,
means no.
but did you feel a bad boy vibe with him? Like, did that attract you, or was it something
Well,
a
he
little
had the
bit?
man bun at the time, which I thought was hot. He
Yeah,
had a
man.
beard.
I always
I'm all
wanted a
about
man
facial
bun.
hair.
Don't talk about it, man. But
So he had all the qualities that I liked
Do it
in a
to
man:
yourself.
the facial hair, the good hair. He had a man bun at the time, and he was well put together. And he was sitting alone at a bar in a table, and I was with my homegirls. We were having drinks, and at one point he was with all his homeboys, but I guess they all spread out to do their own thing, and he was by himself at the table.
And that's exactly what we talking about.
and you slid on him.
I did.
Oh,
I did.
wow.
I love
I
that.
noticed he was drinking Coronas, so I went to the bartender and bought a Corona and went to his table
That's dope.
God damn.
and handed it to him. And I said, "Looks like you need some company."
Yeah, a lot of
So-
women ain't running it.
Dog,
like
we
that.
ain't doing it. They ain't doing it like that,
And ladies,
man.
I hope you heard this story. Do something with your life, bitch.
I put the Corona on the table and walked away.
And it was
And she walked away.
and she walked off. She sat down the Corona and she walked off on me. And I thought, that's the best shit I seen all my life.
Oh my
You know what I'm
God,
saying?
dog.
And I
That
knew it
sounds
from the
amazing.
minute that it happened.
It's a strong move.
I said, yeah, she got some game.
That's a good
She got some
move.
game.
Ooh, she got some swag,
Because I
I
gotta
can
come
tell.
thank her.
Yeah.
Because she knows.
You gotta come back.
From the minute she did it, she knew she had me. Because I thought I was winning. I
Yeah.
thought I had the game. But then she flipped it on me.
Yeah.
And instead of me having to approach her,
You know what the fucked
she
up thing
initiated.
is? Let me tell you what the fucked up thing is.
What is that?
The real fucked up thing is if a man did the same exact thing
he'll be
and,
a dog.
and he
Yeah.
walked off, that chick finna just take that drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then she just gonna go back to her life, and it's not gonna be no, let me find this dude so I can thank him.
I think there's an exception to that.
You know what I'm saying?
I think there's an exception to that. I think for the most part that might happen. That may happen. But there are probably cases where a woman would, all right, I see you, nigga, and run into you later, maybe on the dance floor or some shit, see you, and she's probably going to approach you. I think that move can work.
I
for a
honestly
man.
think if you bought her a bottle of Moet, that is over a Corona. I think that may be the differentiating factor for a woman
And that's
to
a
come
shame.
see you.
And that's
you know
a
what I'm
shame.
saying? It's a shame, but it's true.
That's
if I
a
come
shame.
over there, nigga, with a 2-for-1 draft, I guarantee you she ain't
Not
feeling
even
me.
like that.
Yeah.
You see what
And-
she's
and-
drinking.
And that's a shame because where these women who call themselves women these days, they're lacking the little things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't see just the all around thought that's in it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I could have completely ignored you, done my own thing. I could have just went about my business and just seen you. But I took my time and I thought about putting this together, whether it is this or it ain't that. I could give you the little, I could give you the big. Which one you gonna jump at first?
The point was Maritza was tempted, and she followed all the way through.
Yeah, she did. She definitely capitalized.
I think that was an awesome
I felt
move.
like that prey in Africa,
Yeah.
like in the field. You know what I'm saying? She
Like she
jumped
said.
on me, like I was dead.
Like she said, bring that ass here.
That's a rarity. I think a lot of women don't, possess the confidence to initiate in
Yeah.
that form.
Yeah.
Because all she did was just put the ball in your court. She didn't take it too far. She let you know she was interested, and she walked away. And she knew at that point you were gonna make the move.
And you want to know something? It's just like you say, bro. But a lot of women don't have the confidence, dog. They don't trust in themselves that much, and that's exactly what needs to happen with more women. I feel like, because what happens is you get in this web where you wait 7 years, 9 years, 8
I haven't
years.
found the right one.
No, no. It ain't even that. I'm talking about, bro, you get caught up in this web where like you stuck with the same one, dealing with the same thing over and over. You know what I'm saying? But really, if bro wanted you, he would have been snatched that. You know what I'm saying? He would have been put the ring on you. He would have been did everything he's supposed to do. But that's what you wait up for. Guess what? You know what I'm saying?
It's more about going for what you want. And if you see something you want, for a man, a lot of times we are in a position where we constantly feel like the predator because, you all aren't really as receptive as you think. You got the resting bitch face constantly. Every time I look at you, you got your face made up.
That's crazy.
But you think we're supposed to approach you, like it's nothing. So just let it be known you're interested in any way. You know what I mean? And I think we'll take over from there. So listen, we want to get into this temptation and this lust discussion. And really, within a relationship specifically, it's so difficult to fight temptation, I believe, because, if you're hitting the same piece of pussy, every day, then the temptation come in that new shit look like, a new car. You've been driving your Camry for 12 years. That shit ain't never gave you a problem. But you see nigga put you in that Bento for the weekend, you don't know how to act. You know what I'm saying? You'll do anything to the Bento. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes we forget that sex is almost a material item in that way. And when you talk about,
it makes some sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Actually,
so think about what's going to happen after.
After you what?
After you cheat. So if you're tempted to cheat, they say the first thing to do is think about what's going to happen after. Have you ever been able to do that?
I'm going to be honest with you. I have failed miserably on that front, right? So I think that most men, and again, I'm talking in generalities, dog, but I feel like most men compartmentalize the situation, right? They put it in a box, or they put it in a room, lock the door, put a few chain locks on it, and then just never think about the consequences and just execute accordingly. Many people have fallen prey to that.
What about you? You ever thought about the after effect before actually taking it down, or is it a live in the moment? Because I think a lot of men, it's easy for us to live in the moment,
Yeah.
It's definitely crossed my mind in the past. It's definitely been something that it's like, okay, is it worth it? Okay, yeah, she bad. Yeah, she good looking. Yeah, she this. Yeah, she that. But do she possess the qualities I already have? You know what I'm saying? Me, in my situation, I already have someone. Mm-hmm. So the minute I see a woman, a lot of things run through my mind. First thing is she better than the one I got? Second of all, will she do for me like the one I got? I don't know if she would. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I don't know if she would. But ultimately, I'm not even willing to take the chance to find out. That's where I stand.
Marissa, let me ask you a question on this front then. So you consider your man reasonably attractive, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So good looking man, strong beard, all them things, but she should have said it with her chest a little bit more, but it's okay.
Be fine.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, when you have a really attractive man, there has to be a ratio game. So if 50 women approach this man and he turned down 49, is temptation a bigger or stronger issue for some people more than other people? Because your man may get like 100 people hit him in a year, and one man may get 10. It'd be easy for that one man to go ahead and shut down all 10, but your man
might get more credit because what I mean?
It's 99 he shut down.
Should there be a little leeway? That sounds like you're looking for a little leeway.
I'm just asking a question from a woman's perspective.
He does get a lot of attention when we're together. Probably than when he's by himself.
Why is that? Why is that?
That is very true.
It's because women, when they see a good man, they want that man. When a man sees a good woman, we want a woman like that.
My nigga, let me tell you something.
That's the difference between men and women.
Bro, you know when they say shit like, bro, they can smell it on you.
Yeah,
it's true, bro.
When they can sense your happiness.
It's like they sense it, dog, and they smell it on you. Like, yo, like, oh yeah, okay, like just like, bro, like people. We go out all the time. We see people on their phone. You know what I'm saying? That's not us. Yeah. Only time we on our phone is if we are playing the game, or you know what I'm saying?
That's
or
how
like,
it should be.
Yeah, some other shit just to kill time. You know what I'm saying? But we're always locked in. You know what I'm saying? Even right now, we ain't got our phone next to us. That's no problem.
That's how it should be.
Our life is between us. You know what I'm saying? We show people what they want, what we want them to see. We keep social media out of our relationship and Jesus first. You know what I mean?
That's how it is.
That's just how I roll. You know what I mean? So,
and that's really what the problem. People aren't following suit. They on something else.
But I will tell you, I do use it sometimes to my advantage.
Explain.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
We're at a restaurant and there's no tables.
Yeah.
And I see a table full of girls. I go, babe, go to the table.
Go
They
work
look
your
like
charm.
they look like they're getting ready to pay their check. Get that table for us. And he's done it.
And it's happened many times. I'm talking about, bro.
I send him out.
I'm talking about, it's crazy, bro. I go, hey, how you guys doing? Where you from? Me too.
Yeah.
I ain't from Chicago.
Yeah.
Guess what? I am today. And then I'm sitting down. This thing, she walk up, babe. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
There it is.
Whole attitude change.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? I'm talking about, I don't know why women hate on other women. Y'all can rule the world.
Yeah. That makes no sense. I mean, you know how it is, man. They, again, envious, man. I think women possess that envious trait when it comes to a man. They want that man. Not a man like that. They want that man.
And you know what's so funny? Sometimes, if a woman is not confident in who they have on their side, they will want that man right there on the spot. Like, they would completely do away with the one that's next to him.
No, I'm not gonna lie, that's fucked up. But Maritza, I'm not disagreeing with you. But what do you think makes whether it's a man or a woman, I'm kind of talking from a woman's point of view, make them really want a man that's taken versus someone who isn't? Like, what's some of the main reasons?
The challenge to see if they still got it.
Dang, so they like dudes like that too?
Validation.
Validation, okay.
And if there's something more to taking a man from a woman, you know, someone who has one versus a single man, which is obviously so obtainable that it's looked down upon. Like, nigga, you single. So,
is there any other reason you could think of?
A
as
woman
well?
who doesn't want a relationship
Okay.
would be better off with a married man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true too.
No strings, you know. I see you when I see you.
There's strings, but
Well,
you just don't see them yet, nigga. Open your eyes, nigga. They are there. Gonna trip, nigga. You're gonna trip. You know, I think that if you're feeling that type of way, you know, to the point where you're even tempted to cheat, that maybe something in your relationship could be lacking.
What is your solution? Like, what is your best advice to give any male or female, whoever it is that's listening, when you battle with temptation? What do you recommend that you do to get away from that in that moment?
The fighting temptation comes from 2 points.
Nigga, what you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? Oh man, the only thing I could do is run, nigga. If I stay, nigga, you know what I'm saying?
And there's nothing wrong with that. But you know what? So many niggas won't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you just gotta take in account, what is it that person has to lose?
Yeah.
The next man may not have as much to lose as you.
I agree.
And you know it's crazy. I said run, and I also want to say there were times that I didn't run.
But you stood your ground.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That
You are in Florida.
foolishly, you know what I mean? So
You are in Florida.
I think that sometimes you don't think beyond the moment. And when you do even realize after the fact, because cheating doesn't, for the most part, sometimes it happens immediately. And I think if someone makes a mistake right now, it's easier to say, damn, I understand. But where it gets fucked up is where you meet and then you plan. Yeah. So if we met today, we didn't fuck, but we set some shit up for next week, bitch, at that point, I had a lot of time to accept it. I didn't really even realize that until, later on in life, it was like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. I went beyond that moment. So it's one thing to say you got caught up in the moment. It's another thing.
I remember just kind of thinking about what you said, like your first response was like run. And I remember this specific situation where I was in a Starbucks in Dr. Phillips, and I was just out here getting a white chocolate mocha, you know what I'm saying? You know how we do it. You know what I'm saying? Double
White
shot.
chocolate mocha.
You know what I'm saying? Double shot.
With the whip?
With the whip. Because, real men ain't afraid of the whip,
Of the
man.
whip.
You know
You
what
gotta
I'm
have the
saying?
whip. You gotta have the whip.
I whip it real
Your
hard.
whip game gotta be proper.
And
It gotta be proper.
And this beautiful white woman came up to me. She was stacked.
Right?
Beautiful. White.
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 I thought I heard right.
No.
How you knew that?
I mean, maybe King Des might say white is right, but I'm just for this thing.
That's definitely what he said.
But this one was
But she
definitely
was right. And she came up to me and was like, I just want to let you know that I think you're a beautiful man. And
That's a compliment.
I'd love to pay for your coffee right now. And I remember she paid for it like instantaneously, and I was like, okay, thank you. And then just took it and then basically semi-ran to the car. Yeah. And I remember I called you specifically and I was like, dang, Jezzy boy, this girl was bad, man. And she threw it at me, man. She came for me. And of course, men are not typically accustomed for a woman to be slightly aggressive. So it could take you off kilter a little bit. But it was more of that thing where she was bad enough for you to want to try. But I was like, I ran from the temptation, literally.
I have a question.
Called you, huffing and puffing in the car. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question. And this may be a little bit off topic. I know we're talking about temptation, right?
Yeah, we tend to go off topic. So
all right, so check this. You would say, just from the better judgment that you have, that first encounter you had with this woman, you would say, to an extent, she's definitely successful, right?
Oh, she had a Maserati. I waited just to see what she stepped into. Yeah.
So you did the investigative work and you found out that this bitch drives something nice.
I mean, it took 5 minutes for me to wait outside in the car and just wait. But I still investigated.
Yeah, for sure. You did the work. You put it in. Yeah, you put it in. So, all right. So the question that I have to you is, why do you think it is that most self-driven women strong, independent women like that have a career and they're doing well for themselves, why do you think that they're single?
I think they struggle only and solely because most men may be slightly intimidated. And Maritza, I'm sure you
confirmed that for her.
Yeah, and I did.
Reaction.
And I did. It was a bitch ass move.
Yeah.
And what I really need to do was like, first and foremost, I appreciate that commentary. Took a lot of courage. I'm not in that current space where I can handle this right now, but hey, I just want to let you know that it went a long way. To be honest with you, I think it wasn't my intimidation of what she had or the power, her self-confidence. I was off-putted because most women don't typically approach a man.
Right. It's not the norm.
Yeah, for you handled it well, right? In your situation.
I recognize it for what it is.
Yeah, you recognize it for what it is. For me, it was just like, okay, all of a sudden I turned into the prey and I'm used to being
Did
the predator.
you have someone? Were you in a relationship?
No, I wasn't in a relationship. So, I mean, of course, I couldn't take it a step further. But again, I could have handled that better, right?
When it happened to me, I wasn't.
Okay.
I literally was 1 hour out of my last person, who I was with for like 11 years. I tried to make it work.
So
I gave it every single. I mean, I had like 20 last straws, bro.
Yeah.
This last straw just so happened to be the real one.
And an hour later, you met her.
1 hour later, I met her in the bar.
God damn.
That's how my life worked.
Damn. Pour up on that bitch right now.
Yeah, I definitely am.
I just say, as far as temptation is, don't put yourself in a predicament.
Yeah.
That can happen.
The Bible says, shun the very appearance of evil. My mom used to always say that. And you can't really be mad. You can't say it happened to you when you was at the strip club, you know. No, the strip club closed at 2, but it's 2:30. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm really curious to hear what you got to say about the same topic. Why do you think most self-driven, independent, high career, even if they don't have a high career, maybe they got a regular job, whatever you think.
No, I think it's the same reason. I think it ultimately comes down to men being intimidated. I don't think a man is used to that coming from a woman, like he said, and it just has to come intimidated. Because what else could it be?
What do you think about the man who feels intimidated?
Oh, that's definitely another story because you know that's bitch assness in its earliest forms. You know what I mean? To me, even if you're not successful, that's an opportunity. As a man, I don't know why you wouldn't, say, hey, maybe I can learn something from her, come up, and B, you never know. So to me,
but shit, men have insecurities too, so we don't know. It could actually
all
just
of that too.
Shine a spotlight on that person's insecurities.
To me, that's where mindset comes. Because if I'm feeling insecure and that woman approaches me that day, oh, bitch, I guess my swag never left. And I'm saying, well, why don't you have this coffee with me? You see, I wouldn't have done like you did. And sometimes we need to, as men, realize that a flirtatious vibe, a friendly vibe, isn't necessarily mean there is intent. So we can enjoy each other's company for that half hour.
For that moment,
you know, and compliment each other and know, hey, maybe in another lifetime. And we move on and you have that memory and say, boy, that one time at Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes we got to stop looking past and assuming that there's more than, that moment. You know? So, but I think cheating a lot of times, being tempted, I think if you're bored in your relationship, and if you've been with the same person, I think that's possible. And I think the only way to avoid that is if you find ways to keep it spicy with your couple, with your spouse.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And
For sure.
And a lot of that comes down to, and I know y'all say I always talk about sex, it comes down to sex. Because if you're being fucked right consistently to the point where the thought of another woman, man, you're supposed to see a big booty woman or a fine woman. And
they out here.
Everywhere, and vice versa for men. And that's why that shit don't bother me, because I know I'm fine, so I don't give a fuck if another fine. Oh, you seen that nigga? I seen you looking, girl. I'm gonna laugh with you, because I know. I mean, that nigga keep doing what he do, but I know what I'm over here, so don't pretend. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know what I'm saying. So I think if you have that mindset, everything works out. And if you're fucking your man, and vice versa, man, you got to be fucking your girl too. You got to be. And if you handling business in that way, I don't think he's gonna cheat, because the moment that shit gets faced with him and he thinking about, damn, boy, she suck a mean dick. The way she's so enthusiastic. Like, all that shit factors into a man. And a lot of times sex and love go hand in hand with the man. So if you really keeping our attention, I don't think a man's going to cheat. I think temptation is less only if the home shit is so right.
Do you all agree?
It's a package deal.
Yeah.
Like, you need intimacy. You need communication.
Oh yeah, all of that.
You need all that.
But my balls got to be drained.
Absolutely.
Because none of that makes sense. None of that means, nigga, you think I can talk to you about my intimate feelings if I got a full sack? You think there's anything we can discuss of importance that's gonna go anywhere of relevance if I got a full sack?
Yeah.
Nigga, please.
Yo, it's like this. Any female, right, who's not taking advantage of what they have. Let's say this is the one you already made it. You already made up your mind. He ain't shit. He ain't nothing, but you keep him around. Even whatever. Even if you got a good dude. This is for every female out there. I feel like you gotta make sure that your bedroom relationship matches your outside relationship. Everything you do, it's consistent no matter where you at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If your man touch you in the bedroom, he need to touch you outside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If he don't, it's a problem.
that
And
makes sense.
it has to be consistent across the board. Because if you don't have that, you're gonna start questioning yourself, and you're gonna start questioning your man, and then it's gonna.
If he sucks you off at home, then when it gets to the car,
Find yourself
at
a
the
bathroom.
stoplight,
That's right.
you just got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Turn
Yeah.
up.
I think
And-
a lot
and-
of men forget that too.
And it's true. You know what I'm saying? And this is once again for the women. From my understanding, you guys have a lot of women following. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of women listen.
Which is great. And shout out to them. And shout out to everyone who's listening right now. You know what I'm saying? And sticking around. But on some real, you know what I'm saying? You got to pay attention to how much the man puts the woman first. You know what I'm saying? In a relationship, you got to pay attention to how much, you know what I'm saying? Even if it ain't about him or just getting it off altogether, he still makes sure that he's taking care of just you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if, whatever, you're too tired, you get home, you're late. I mean, I don't give a fuck how much he did in the day. The bitch ain't no slave.
Yeah.
The nigga got paid for whatever he did.
Yeah.
He better find time to put in that
I
payment.
agree.
with
I
that
think
woman.
that's
a little
both.
bit of that Kit Kat bar.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I think it goes both ways. I think
Definitely.
you've never seen a man too tired to fuck something. Nigga could have worked 18-hour shift, nigga. Drove 2 hours both ways, and when he come home, I got 10, 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he got
You gonna find
at least.
So,
At least, I'm talking about, bruh.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
You could go the long distance, or
And-
you could go the short sprint.
and I
Whatever-
want to
whatever you want.
emphasize not only because you said something that hit home with me, touching a woman outside of the bedroom as well as the inside. We as men sometimes forget that, and I think, ladies, you need to hear this. If a nigga's not touching you outside the bedroom, he's not feeling you emotionally.
Not at all.
It's easy.
Damn, that's
It's
some- say that
no,
again.
No,
No,
It's-
say that
say it
again.
If your man is
That's
not
real
touching
talk.
you outside of the bedroom, he's not feeling you emotionally. I'm not saying he doesn't care about you. He's probably touching you in the bedroom when he's fucking you because he loves that part, and that part's fine.
Yeah, and it works for him.
Exactly. But if he's not touching you outside, emotionally, he's not comfortable. He's
And guess
being
what?
neglected
And it's a
in
good
some way.
chance. It's a good chance that you better start questioning, dog. Homeboy might not be real with you.
And not, you know what? I take a different look at that. Not even that he might not be real with you. Nigga, he might have told you already, and bitch, you ain't listening.
It's just a flag.
You know what I'm saying?
Just
He might have
what you gonna
already
do
told
with
you
it.
what he was
Yeah, it's
missing
what you
and
gonna do
lacking,
with
but
it.
you're not doing,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you're not listening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times that's really where the issue is, and if we ignore shit and we patch it up with sex, or we think
What do
because
you
we're
think is
fucking,
one of the biggest signs? What do you think is one of the biggest signs in a relationship if there's infidelity? Just the red flag.
honestly, I think that's going to be, I think you have the obvious ones. They say you stop sleeping with each other, you stop kissing or some weird shit like that. But see, I think it's so different because if the person knows what they're doing, they're not going to stop doing that.
Yeah, I think the bigger question is, what are some of those things? Like, you kind of setting them up in a sense for them to fail, basically.
My mom always said, never let your man leave the house hungry and horny.
Never.
Never.
Real talk.
And her mama told her that. Man, that's a good mom right there.
That's
They
true.
don't make them like that no more.
Yeah, I'm
they
trying
don't
to
make
tell
it
you.
Because he can go out with his homeboys. I'm like, go ahead, go have fun. But guess what's going to happen right before you leave?
Man, that's the way it's supposed to be. Jump it off.
Hey, bro, it's like this, bro. You know what I'm saying? I really don't want to dig too deep into who I am with my woman and my relationship. One thing for sure, when I do let her know what I'm feeling like, she definitely makes sure she compensate for that.
That's what it's supposed to be. That sounds like symmetry. You know what I'm saying? Balance in a relationship. And you said something earlier, so that really stood out to me was, not putting yourself in a position to cheat, And I think in this world of social media age, the following, the liking, the comments, I see the eyes and the fires, you know what I'm saying? The flames and shit, like that's setting yourself up. It's a lot of flirtation, and then you end up, you know what I'm saying, she hit you in the DM, you know what I'm saying, and shit popping off.
Let me ask you this.
You know what I mean? It's a problem.
Let me ask you this, bro. What's your take on borderline flirtatious? Now, when I say this, I want you to understand. It's not being so much that you're just, oh yeah, dipping in it, you know what I'm saying, and you know so much about somebody, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the pet names and stuff like that you do. It's just a common thing to day that you don't even realize that possibly you do. What's your take on that?
I mean, I'm naturally flirtatious. Every woman I've ever been with has told me that. And I'm flirting with the McDonald's drive-thru lady, and I don't even like her like that. I'm just, if it's a woman, I don't know how to not be cool. So I think it goes too far whenever you try to get a phone number and get in, you know what I'm saying, the intent to link up after. But within the moment, so much is fair game to me. Like compliment-wise and smiles and looks. And I mean, if you heard the shit I'd say, you would say, nigga, it's inappropriate. But if I walk away, to me, I think you can say you just being yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you another question. What do you think about signs and that women are finna lose their dude to like some other chick?
Signs?
Yeah, signs. Like for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm speaking from the whole idea of like, yo, like you seeing this happen in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And in all reality, a lot of women don't really recognize how much control they really have right up until that point that they gone. It's like, it's almost like they'll let they dude leave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to try to get them back.
I don't know but if they're doing that, they stupid. I mean, that's the dangerous game.
That happens.
That's a dangerous game. I do think that a lot of women know they slipping at home. Y'all know, bitches. I know you know. But
you can't punish a nigga because he went out with his homeboys. You gonna punish him 3-4 days with no pussy? You can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's wrong too. But I'm not even talking about that. I just think overall, you know, you're slipping and you're not doing anything about it because you just feel like you got a good nigga. I mean, yeah, he a good nigga at heart, but he's human. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And
that's all I ask that you remember. And you got to treat that shit for real, man. You got to treat people like you about to lose them every day. That's my mindset.
I agree. I do agree. One of the things I think about temptation is it can be a slippery slope. So it could start off pretty innocent, but I think there's points where you continue to put yourself in situations for extended periods of time. I think temptation is going to get a hold of you. You may have been strong that initial interaction. You may be strong the second interaction, but you know that something's there that could potentially be more. And you just sit there in that situation a little too long. You may succumb to it by accident. You might accidentally fall on some pussy.
Ain't no such thing as an accident.
I mean, it's not, well, you're right. It's not an accident, but you know that you're going down a particular road. And sometimes it's like you driving a car down the road and then all of a sudden you lose your brakes.
And all the players.
And now you have no control over it. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you don't got no control over it. It's only one direction and it's straightforward, 80 miles per hour.
And all the players say they ain't put it in. She fell on it.
Yeah.
Well, real shit. Or I only put the tip in.
Nigga ain't never put just that tip in. But, you know, I think you got to ask yourself what you'll gain by cheating.
What is the game?
What's the purpose?
Yeah.
Are you just looking for pussy?
That's ultimately what it comes down to because it's definitely more than the pussy. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was the pussy, then they would work harder to make sure that they get it at home. You know what I'm saying?
See, a lot of times nigga working harder at home to get the pussy than he is in the streets.
But
shit.
You shouldn't work hard at home.
Bitch got to take it, get it.
But
do
that's
backflips for it at the house.
No. But peep game. This is true, and I agree with you. Niggas are working harder at home than they do outside. That's why they outside.
Yeah.
But one thing for sure is that if they really was out here doing what they was supposed to do and catering to their woman's needs, they would never be outside in the first place.
Now you telling me, and this how you know a nigga in a good relationship. That nigga he forgot the other side look like.
I didn't forget the other side.
You telling me,
my nigga, I speak from both sides.
No. But see, you're speaking from one side now, so I ask you this.
And that's why I'm here.
Is there not a way, you're telling me there's not a big population of niggas who are doing everything they should, cooking, holding down with the kids,
from the start.
Keeping tight, you know what I'm saying? And still being neglected and still not getting what they should.
Oh, for sure. But that's not their fault. See, that's right there. That's out of their realm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now that's when it's a good chance that the woman fucking around.
Yeah.
That's when the shit flips side because everybody doing what they supposed to do when they supposed to do.
Do you think, Richard, the woman is always fucking around if she has all of that coming to her and yet she's still not handling her business? Does it mean she's fucking around necessarily?
She's tired.
No, there could be other factors.
Yeah.
She could have just lost her drive.
Yeah.
The willing to work for her relationship, she got comfortable. Like he ain't going nowhere.
So
You know?
disrespectful.
They got lazy.
He ain't going nowhere.
You can't get lazy in a relationship.
I wish they'd say that to him.
It's a 24/7 job.
Just say it to his face, you ain't
gotta
going
put in the
nowhere,
work.
nigga. I tell you that, that'll give every nigga the motivation he needs to leave.
necessary to do it.
Man, if she would actually vocalize, you ain't going nowhere, nigga. Oh, temptation really comes down. Man, it's hard. It's hard.
It's a wide
You know what
umbrella.
I mean? Man, temptation out here is tough, man. You know, it's a lot of big asses around here. All the white hoes got booties too these days.
Yeah, and they throwing
mean,
that ass all over Instagram.
Listen, and
everywhere you go, bro, they ain't face, bro. They in the videos. They
I don't know
got-
about all that. I don't
Bro,
know
they
about all that.
everywhere, bro.
I just know
at church.
I just know at church you can't go to public.
They
You
at
can't go to.
7-Eleven. They everywhere,
It's
bro.
tough out here. So
I'm talking about, bro, you can be minding your business on the sidewalk and then walk past your ass. Like, bro, they everywhere, bro.
you didn't want to look, but it happened. So
It's
tough out here.
yeah.
You know, and I think for ladies, temptation doesn't appear to be as tough. You know, would you agree with it? Just y'all can look and keep going, huh?
I mean, I look all the time. I mean, I appreciate a good-looking guy. Or
Do
a
you
beautiful
sexualize
woman.
men a good-looking man when you see him? I know
Yeah,
your man right here. So
Absolutely.
you say like I
Absolutely.
fucked the shit out of him this that way.
Without a doubt.
I mean,
Every man does that.
no, I'm
So,
saying women do that too. Ask your
I
woman.
didn't know that.
You ask your woman, man, hey, would you do Idris Elba? And they'll be like, oh my God.
I mean,
do.
yeah, those
I mean,
niggas
wait
there,
for
but I
Sunday,
mean, like-
rip it down is.
I mean, bro, it'll be against humanity if you say you didn't. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's the same shit that made her want you.
I just
Soon
wonder
as
if
she
they
looked at you, she said, man, I
sexualize
would
every
fuck the
good-looking
shit out of
man
that dude.
the
You
way
know what I'm saying?
we do.
I believe they do.
'Cause
And
we're
if they're not-
horrible
And
with
if they're not doing it, I know they motherfucking lying. I'm telling you that right now.
You really believe
I
every
believe
woman?
100%.
they look
Yeah.
at men just like that. No.
Bro,
Like
they
the
size
first
you up,
thought
bro.
that comes to their mind
Bro,
is they did.
they size you up without looking
No.
directly at you, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, they size you up without looking directly at you. I'm
So
talking
that
about, bro,
means the first thing they're thinking is,
My nigga,
is this dick gonna be worth
my
something?
nigga, I'm talking about, bro. The minute they get in the room, it's like the Terminator. They scan the room, bro.
Now I don't think they're as bad as we are, where we kind of think about sex every.
Well, yeah, but I'm
no.
saying, but
Are
when
you
they see
tripping?
us though,
You think they do?
More, nigga.
No, I think there's
No.
some hypersexual women, but
Yeah.
I don't think that is
for the most
norm.
part,
You don't think it's more?
I don't think for the
Yeah,
most
no.
part.
This is definitely where we're gonna disagree. I think,
No, I think it's
man,
more.
chill,
You think
bro.
women think about sex just as much?
Man.
But you know what the
I
difference
think
is, though.
it's fucking more.
You know what the difference is? A woman may think about sex more,
What?
but she ain't doing shit about it. Where a nigga will think about sex, and guess what? We gonna set some shit up, nigga. We fucking tonight.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna think about that shit
But guess
and
what?
do shit. It's been
But guess
8
what?
years. I've been thinking about it.
Guess
when
what?
I finally get that dick, I'ma suck it.
Nah,
Goddamn hoe.
nah,
if you
you
don't find the dick, it's everywhere.
Nah, you tripping.
Shit.
You tripping, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why you tripping. Cause you thinking about you. Now I'm just saying as a man.
Yeah.
A man gonna think about that one. He gonna set it up. That's what he got his mind on. What he gonna do when he get there. We talking about the thought of sex on your mind all day.
All day.
Women are thinking about every nigga they see
Listen,
because
listen.
off rip they hold on.
I
chill.
just
Hold
need
on.
you to stop
Hold
talking.
on.
It's hurting my
Hold on.
chest,
Hold
nigga.
on. Hold on.
It's hurting my chest. I don't want to think like this no more. I want to go back to the time where a brother was real naive and thinking like women
ain't savages.
Women ain't doing it like that. They ain't savage like
Well,
that.
guess again, nigga.
Dang.
Because guess what? When they see your ass, they already know will they fuck you or not. And
That
guess
is the
what?
first question they ask.
And guess
That
what?
is.
A
When
woman
they
will know within the first 5
and
minutes.
guess what? If your ass don't get approached, guess what she thought?
You ain't fuck with. No, it's like when you
You
go
ain't
to the
fucking
club and you chick dancing and you come up from behind and she turn around and give you that look. And if she keep dancing, nigga,
Oh, you know
she'll
that
fuck the shit
dick.
out of you.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
she give you that
She'll
blessing.
take your
Thank
ass
you,
up
baby. Thank
through
you.
there.
You know what I'm saying?
She'll take
That's
your
real
ass
shit.
up through there for sure, and
That's
you'll
why-
love it.
That's why Jamaicans don't have no problem when they come up from
Yeah.
behind, boy, because you know we don't have to dance and come up and squeeze up and touch.
Blood clots.
Listen, I just think, to take this thing down a bit, if you're in a relationship and you're feeling tempted, take some time to yourself. Stop going outside.
Just take a second. Just
Stop going outside for one.
Or just start thinking that your woman's doing the same thing now that I officially know this shit
Oh,
for real.
man, nigga don't
You know
get in
what
your
I'm
feelings.
saying?
You always
nah,
get
nah,
sensitive.
nah, nah.
Yeah,
Just
I
come
am
home and
sensitive.
take it out on me.
Oh God,
That's
Bring it on.
that's what
Man.
it should be, and
Say
that's
it with your chest.
and
Yeah,
that
I
should
love
be.
that. It's hard to argue. I can't rebuttal that.
You can't, and that should be your fucking answer to every
Yeah.
time you get temptation. What the hell you thinking about that one? Whatever you feel like that you'll do with that one.
But let me tell you,
take that shit to the house.
I feel like it's a dead giveaway every time you come home.
Not really.
As soon as you come home, like
it's not a dead
you out here
giveaway.
abusing it. You like, I'm just saying, you out there abusing it and shit. You met someone today, didn't you?
You know, no. But you know why it won't be a dead giveaway? Because if you seen a bitch all day, like no matter what you do in life, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere you go, they're gonna be everywhere. We already established that, right?
Yeah.
If you hit your chick every single time and let her know, yo, I miss you. Yo, I'm thinking about you. Guess what? That's because every time you see another bitch, you just reminded her how much you like yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
or love yours.
That'd be a great way to fight off temptation.
And that's the way
Channel that shit the right way.
And that's the way you channel it, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once you say, hey, guess what? Hey, bro, I miss you. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about, hey, stop thinking about me. You know what I'm saying? Say little dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And throw it out there to your female, bro, and just let her know that you think about her. Trust me, bro. You'll get the rebound. You'll get the rebound in the crib every time.
Let me ask you this question. Would you want your man to come to you and say, look, man, I've been feeling so tempted lately. I just been thinking about cheating. What can you do to help me?
Get another
Would
bitch.
you want a nigga to be open with you in that way, or is that
Absolutely.
foolishness?
And we have that communication.
Yeah?
Yes.
Is that a dumb
For sure.
thing to say to your girl? Like,
Never.
man, I just been feeling
Never.
real tempted lately.
Never, because
You know
guess
what I'm
what?
saying?
If I cheat on her ass, guess what she gonna do to me?
Yeah.
And I don't want that.
Listen,
Yeah.
I need you to stop acting like this shit is normal, dog. I tell you right now, what they got is not normal shit.
Yeah.
To be able to sit, listen, a man can think that shit, and he can even think about going back
Bruh.
to his lady and saying, "I feel like I'm going to tell her tonight."
Yeah,
Right?
he-
Let me tell you that.
Hey,
he will find some reason out of his world not to be able to have that conversation.
Hey, bro, check this out, bro.
It's not normal what you guys have.
I know, and that's why we are so blessed, you know what I'm saying, and appreciative that you have asked us to come on the show, because more people need to hear this conversation.
It's possible.
You know what I'm saying? It's
It
very
is,
possible,
yeah.
and it's easy, bro. You know what I'm saying? The problem
It ain't
is
always
that
easy. When it's not easy, that's when it ain't right. That's what I want you to know. Because it should be easy.
No,
if it ain't, then hey.
That's the right thing to say. It should be easy. You know why it ain't easy? It ain't easy because motherfuckers don't make it easy. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't say what you really mean. Because if you told the chick or whoever you with what you really felt like from the beginning, there would never be a
So,
misunderstanding.
Daz, you would do that? You would go to your girl and say, hey, I just been feeling like it's a lot of pussy out here.
So listen. I think there's two
She
things
already
here.
know that.
But listen, here's the thing. I definitely think you should go and say, "Look, this is how I'm feeling." Right? I think you can say that without saying there's a lot of pussy out here.
Yeah. No,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But like, I think you can talk about how you feel, because I think more oftentimes than not, that's going to be beneficial to your relationship, whereas keeping it inside is not.
You anticipate a positive response.
You don't have
Yeah, but-
to, bro. You gotta respect that.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Regardless
I'm sorry,
of
I don't mean to
outcome.
cut you
No,
off,
you
you know.
good.
Regardless of the
But
outcome.
hey, bro, but real shit. Like, you better respect that this nigga came and told you what he really feel like.
They ain't gonna respect
Hey,
that.
no, respect.
No, you're living on
Hey, yo, hey, yo.
I totally feel you. I hear you. You just living in a false reality.
Scenario. A nigga come tell his chick, hey, yo, check this out. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been feeling a lot of shit about everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and I can't help myself. Before I come run out on your ass, you better make this happen. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, so you giving ultimatums?
Man, it ain't about an
That's
ultimatum.
not gonna work, nigga.
Red flag.
Abort mission. Abort mission. Ultimatums never work.
It ain't about an ultimatum. It ain't about an ultimatum. It's just ultimately, look, this is the reality of my situation. This is what I'm feeling like. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, it's either we step our shit up or we go get somebody else. You know what
I
I'm saying?
like the perspective
Drizzy,
from more.
he too real.
Yeah.
Let me
It's
say,
just-
he real, and I knew he was real because he's drinking Remy straight. First and foremost.
No ice. No ice. No ice. No
But I
ice.
think the better approach is to go to her and say, I'm feeling this way. What can we do about it? You know what I mean?
No,
You want to give her an open-ended question?
But that's
that's a conversation.
miscommunication.
No, seriously, what can we
That's
do? I need you to help me in
Yo,
some
that's
way.
miscommunication. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, I
Because-
really feel like that's your motivator that night. Nigga, if she don't suck you off that night, nigga, then you ain't never gonna get it, nigga. That's the best approach I can give you, fellas.
If we were this straight and forward direct with this type of radical candor, I mean, to be honest with you, what's the purpose of cheating? At this point, if she don't feel like stepping up, it sounds like she'll opt to the ass.
You just gotta know
She
who
gonna
you
step
got.
out. Yeah.
You just gotta know who you got on your side.
And you basically just told her, so even if you cheat, nigga,
And
she
I
gonna
don't
be like,
think it's
man,
as
you know what?
simple as if I thought about cheating, then I don't really want her. I mean, that's
you know what it comes down to?
it's not that serious.
You know what it really comes down to? What do you want out of yourself? Because
That I agree.
Because ultimately, if you did want more from yourself, then you would invest in somebody who would help you achieve that goal. Because if you're not with that person, then why are you wasting your time?
Then if that's the case, you winning, bro.
Yeah, in that case, you'll never consider. You see, this. You know what, man? See,
I mean, that's my situation.
Hold on, nigga. No, I understand that.
That's
but
my situation.
You niggas out here talking like unicorns and Bigfoot exist.
I mean,
seriously.
I mean, bro.
I seen Bigfoot yesterday.
I'm talking about, bro. You looking at one right now?
No, I'm
you looking
telling
at
you.
a unicorn and Bigfoot if that's the case. You know what I'm saying?
He said it's a rarity, though.
That's what I'm saying. It's a rarity.
It's a rarity,
to
but
find
you know
it
why? And that's what makes us so different from every other relationship.
You know, we do feel this way, and sometimes y'all really not adhering and being receptive to those emotions. And I think sometimes women are emotionally selfish naturally to me. You know, so I think a lot of times when it comes to our emotions and our feelings, we're supposed to put yours above ours. And I always say, if you put mine first and I put yours first, we balance. So in my world, that's what I hope for in every relationship.
That's what it is.
But again, unicorns don't exist. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to tell y'all, man, again, fight temptation however you can. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's tough out here. It's a lot of I can't
All
say
up in your face.
Gotta stay strong.
I'm saying a lot of swole niggas, fellas, do a couple push-ups. You know what I'm saying? She looking too.
What?
Apparently.
And take your bitch that fast.
Oh my God, that'd be tough.
As soon as you go to the bathroom.
10 pull-ups, your bitch gone.
God damn. That's all he did. 10 pull-ups a day for 6 years. Though. so that nigga arms is back. So I'm telling you, I don't know. We're all in pretty good shape, but boy, I can't imagine being sloppy and a nigga walking by swole and your girl right. I said, man, I was at a game today with my daughter, and man, one of these mothers was looking like everything, nigga. I mean, I don't eat booty, but maybe. You know what I'm saying? And
All right.
dog, when I tell you her husband
He ain't
walked
got no
up,
groceries,
you
man.
just would have thought it was gonna be
he don't got no
He
groceries.
ain't got
no groceries.
Refrigerator
Nigga.
empty.
No grocery money, nigga. Apparently, if that's what it means, yes, nigga, I'm starving.
Cabinet's empty.
I shop at Walmart.
Nigga, I shop at Sam's.
BJ's and all that shit.
You know what I'm saying? But I anticipated
With my face
her
on the
husband
card.
walking up and it was just gonna be this, you know what I'm saying, man on her caliber. And I said, dang, this nigga done let himself go in every way. So I think it's vice versa that, you know, we just gotta make it easier on each other. Keep yourself tight. I think that'll help at home too. You know what I'm saying, ladies? If everybody keep looking good, maybe we won't be
That's
so
another
tempted.
thing too.
Do it for yourself.
Yeah, do it for yourself.
I mean, bro, I don't mean to cut you off. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I know you trying
no.
to wrap up on my ass, but I ain't finna let you. You
That
know what I'm
Red be
saying?
talking to us. huh?
Yeah. You trying? It's all good. But that's another thing too. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay attention to your nigga. You know what I'm saying? If your nigga don't keep himself together, you know what I'm saying? The nigga nails dirty as fuck. Nigga hair ain't cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what that
Shout
say
out
about
to your
him?
barber.
We gotta do
plug
a
that
whole
barbershop.
podcast on self-care.
Absolutely.
Men's self-care
That
is
shit
gonna
is
be
so
one of the
important,
Man, really,
No, real talk.
Niggas don't know how to keep their stuff together.
More,
Come on.
It's more than just keeping yourself together.
It's more than that.
Physical, mental,
It's your absolute
everything.
appearance.
Everything.
It's your absolute appearance. You know what I'm saying? You look-
spiritual, all that shit.
It's
bro.
everything. It's
I
everything.
will say this.
My nigga, you well groomed, and you.
Oh, listen.
You better not
I
defend these
appreciate you.
niggas
I'm about
that
to defend
ain't.
these niggas. I'm about to give you ladies, fellas a little game. If your fella shaved his balls, ladies suck them shits. That's hard work. Navigating around them circumferences, nigga, them shits hard work, nigga. So if a nigga shaved his balls, give him a little
Put in that
attention.
work.
That's all I got
Coconut
for
oil
you.
on it.
Put in
fellas.
that work.
Put some coconut oil.
Coconut oil.
Yeah, it makes
You know what I'm
it
saying?
After looking at his
Shout
booty,
out to
I looked
you.
at his
Yeah,
hands.
dude.
Hey, y'all heard it here. Brunch with the boys.
Yeah, we
Stand for
on
something, fall for
everything,
nothing.
man.
Yes, sir.
Facebook, YouTube,
Stay
Instagram,
strong.
man. All podcast platforms.
Reach out for the
And
red
bitches
rocket.
out here cheating too. I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah.
Pretending like y'all ain't cheating. Y'all just good at it.
Yeah, reach out for the red rocket too.
Hey, look, Red Rocket.
If you're looking for the red rocket and you're really for real,
Yeah.
they go 1 for the 10, 2 for the 15.
He'll
You know what
find
I'm saying? Yeah.
Say Red Rocket in the
Yeah.
mirror 3
Yeah,
times,
but
nigga. That's fine.
Is it?
No. But for sure, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking for me, you know what I'm saying? You will know who to reach out to. You know what I'm saying? The same people you're listening to.
Yeah, it is.
All right, man. Yeah, reach out to us on our Instagram page, Facebook